Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the British Eagle, and today we are diving, flying, soaring into a brand new episode of Granblue Skylink. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Granblue Fantasy Relink. Wow, I completely butchered that. Anyway, we are here, and I am currently working a lot off screen on trying to get levels and trying to complete all those quests with the red X's or the red swords crossing each other. I haven't done that yet, but I did see a comment in a recent episode talking about Fate episodes and doing them all. And you know what? Let's go and make this a full episode of Fate episodes. So let's do that. We are going to actually start
Can I help you?
a little bit different than going in order here. We are actually going to go Fate episodes, and we're going to do IDs. IDs got 11 here, 9 plus the prologue and epilogue. So let's do these. Let's get started. Real quick, I do just need to fix something really quick here. Give me 1 second. You're not going to hear any audio for a little bit here, but that's okay. That's just for me to worry about, not for you guys. And there we go. All right, cool. All right, so here we go. We are going to play the prologue for it, and we're probably going to do all the Fate episodes today. So sit back, relax, and get ready to see some more lore and real in-depth story about these characters. Here we go. My mother, my atonement.
Mother said she would bring us salvation. It was a glorious message, and for that she gained a devoted following. As for me, how could I doubt the woman who pulled me from the fiery wreck, and raised me as her own? I thought that together we would save the Sky Realm, even if it meant cutting down any who opposed us. But over time, the sacrifices began to mount. I struggled. My reason battled with my heart, which battled with my conscience. Mother was pure and righteous, but to sacrifice the entire Sky Realm? No. She just lost her way for a bit. She'd wake up one day and see she had strayed. As her child, as her defender, I wanted to believe that she'd change for me. Even at the very end, when I was forced to turn my sword on her, I was praying for an alternative. Any alternative. But she would not repent. And I was confronted with the full force of the atrocities I'd committed in Avia's name. But there was one light left to guide me.
Just follow your heart. It might lead you to scary places, but at least you'll know you're being true to yourself.
Thank you, Lyria. If you hadn't reminded me of my own strength, I'd still be in the dark following Lilith. I swear to you that I will fix even more than I destroyed. And one day, perhaps I will be worthy of your forgiveness.
It's so sad. He's so loyal to his mom, even in the last moments when he's, got his sword ready and he's about to attack her to take her down as she's the villain and the antagonist of the game. And even in those moments, he's thinking, please, I want there to be something else that saves us from this scenario, please. But yeah, there's nothing, and he had to fight back. But wow, really interesting. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's get through these. Day of Destiny.
15 years ago, Dolly fell prey to a violent catastrophe. One that still lives etched in my mind. There was an explosion. Immense and sudden. My home went up in flames, and with it the only life I had ever known. People were fleeing and dying in all directions. The air was filled with screams and the smell of burning. Then I heard it, the soul-piercing roar of a dragon. My short life should have come to an end that day. Except...
Shh. It's okay. Let me be the one to save you.
salvation came in the form of a kind woman. Her name was Lilith, prophet of the pilgrims of Avia. From that day forth, she was both my mother and mentor. I worshipped her. And the thing about devotion is, it makes you blind. Mother had followers in the hundreds, thousands, and my simple child's mind thought, well, if this many people have faith in her, she has to be good, right? I wanted desperately to be of use to her. So I trained to be the perfect guardian.
Young Id, one day you shall be as mighty as I.
General Galanza taught me how to fight.
You wouldn't want the other pilgrims saying you're riding your mother's coattails, would you? Then you must prove yourself.
General Magliel taught me why we fight. Her training was harsh, but that's how I acquired the makings of a general. All effort, no nepotism. Finally, I had some value to Mother. Her sharpest sword. I never felt happier or more accomplished. I thought we were going to save the Sky Realm. The naivete of it all.
So here's my thought on that immediately is that, I'm gonna butcher the two, the henchmen's names, the lady with the swords, and then the big Goliath guy. I know he just said their names, but not Lilith, whatever their name, Gargoza or whatever his name is. And then anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. So those two were explaining to him, or at least the lady with the swords floating in the air. She explained to Id why they fight. But how did that reasoning make sense to Id to where he kept fighting? Because he even said that his child's mind made him think, well, people are following her, so it must be good, right? So I would want to know, what was that lady with the swords that floats around? The other, I don't want to call him a henchman, I guess, really. It's the one of their captains, I guess, if Lilith's captain. Why... What did they say to Id to make him still feel like it was the right thing to do? I don't know. I'd be curious to know more about that. But cool that they trained him. It's pretty dope. That's a great shot. Buried past.
After we captured the Shaman of Salvation for Lilith's cause, I was assigned to be the girl's keeper. That made me enemy number one to the Grand Cypher's crew. Every time I took Lyria to a primal beast altar, they'd be there, and we'd fight. I mean, there was a time or two we had to cooperate to prevent widespread calamity. That's beside the point. They were standing in the way of Lilith's mission, opening a path to the Promised Land to Astalucia, and bringing salvation to all Sky Dwellers. Salvation. It's a powerful word in a messed up world like ours. No wonder everyone got roped in by her lies. Lilith was no more than an astral desperate to return to her home dimension, and she would have sacrificed the whole Sky Realm to do it. I tried to reason with her. Might as well have asked an avalanche to change course. So I turned to prayer. But what are hopes and belief without action? So left with no other choice, I joined the crew of the Grand Cypher to dispatch my own mother. But I never could have foreseen what would happen next. Lilith did something, and freed a monster from within me. The dragon I'd seen the day Dolly burned, with wings so vast they overshadowed all of Sega Grande. Bahamut Versa. But then I learned, Bahamut didn't cause the Dolly calamity. It had come to stop it. It was Lilith who killed my family and razed my home. She'd only let me live for one reason. She needed a vessel to seal the dragon in, and I was conveniently nearby. She'd raised me to win my loyalty and protect herself from the god of destruction now living inside me. But when I stopped being of use to her, she abandoned me and let me turn into Bahamut. I don't know how to describe the feeling of flesh melting into scales, of fire filling your stomach. All human warmth, human blood seemed to rush from my veins, and it was replaced by an overwhelming urge to destroy. It was like being swept away in a torrent. Any attempt to fight it only made the suffering worse. I was so tempted to give in. But the crew wouldn't let me. Apparently, the captain was sure I wouldn't lose my soul battle with Bahamut. So to help me along, they decided to beat on the dragon from the outside until he coughed me up. Yeah, not the most elaborate plan. But it worked. The whole time they were fighting, they called my name, and the sound of their voices brought me back. I split myself from Bahamut, then joined the crew to take it down. We had our losses, though. Bahamut hit me and the captain with a blow that sent us hurtling into another dimension. A man named Roland dove in to save us, sacrificing himself along the way. And that's how we came back to Folka without him. Roland used to be the local Mr. Fix-It, by the way. And I took up that mantle. I owed him that much. And I figured it'd be a first step in making amends.
It's so funny how in some of these Fate episodes, they give us, a 30-second description of the character's feelings in a moment in the story. And that was, 4 minutes of him talking about what happened? I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just funny how they're so different sometimes, episode to episode. But my immediate thoughts on this is that it's insane that there is no other reasoning for Id being given the power of Bahamut except for the fact that he was the only soul nearby where Lilith was when she was trying to capture him. So it could have been anyone else, and she would have picked them instead. Like, Id wasn't special to her. He wasn't important to her. She just went, oh, okay, there's a little kid. I'll make him, I'll put Bahamut inside Id, and I will just not tell him about it, and I'll just keep him around so that I don't have to deal with him. That's insane. And Lilith was the one causing the destruction, and Bahamut was there to stop it. I didn't realize that. They might have already said that before, so I apologize if maybe they said it in a previous episode and I overlooked it. But wow, really cool insight into what happened. That's sad, but I'm loving Id's story. He's my favorite character in this game by far. It's not even close. Id's resolve.
And that's where this new chapter in my life begins. Me, as the new Mr. Fix-It. After clearing up some requests, I thought I'd earn some, respect, honor from the Crew Alliance Rafale. But it seems you can't buy forgiveness so easily.
Ahem. So I believe we're all aware of Avia's assault on Seed Hollow?
She looked straight at me as she spoke. The actions of the pilgrims, myself included, had left a number of locals without homes. There was a plan to resettle volunteers in Tempio, give them a fresh start.
They're going to be out in the open, moving, building. This includes children and the elderly. Your job would be to protect the settlers until their homes are up. Trustworthy Skyfarers only.
Hey, don't push yourself. You can sit this one out,
Rackham lay a hand on my shoulder, but I shook my head at him. We take it. This is right. I couldn't stay stuck in the past forever. I needed to move on. I needed to help those I hurt move on. It wasn't an easy choice, though. Our patron, the family who was bankrolling this mission, didn't know I'd worked for Avia. And I didn't know if I had the guts to tell them. Yeah, I know. How am I supposed to atone for crimes I'm too scared to admit? Still, one step at a time. Too much of a coward to take responsibility? Fine. I could at least start by repairing some of the damage I'd done. I'd make sure the settlers built in peace. And if one of them happened to find out about my past, then that would be that. I'd accept whatever punishment they saw fit to give me. It didn't matter where I hid or how far I ran. Retribution would find me eventually.
Wow. Listen, he's trying to do the right thing. You gotta give him credit for that, right? I mean, he's trying to do better. He's trying to help people. He's working with the crew on the Grand Cipher, and he's doing what he can. Ooh, now this is an extra sigil slot, and we get to play as Id. Let's freaking go! I love it. It is by far my favorite character. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Who is your favorite character? I know a couple people have mentioned theirs. Vane is someone's favorite, so that's pretty cool. Confronted by the past.
The ride to Tempeal was uneventful. The proposed relocation site was set near an old storehouse by the river. There was water here, and the building could be repurposed for homes. The migrants dragged their feet and often looked back towards Seed Hollow. Most had been born and raised there. We'd been hired as bodyguards, but for the time being at least, all was quiet. Just the sound of wind and running water. Patrols didn't take long, and only 1 or 2 people had to go at a time. The rest of us found other ways to keep busy. Carrying supplies, repairing the storehouse, prepping materials, cooking. Whatever needed doing, we did it. While the adults were building the new body of the village, the children, they were forming the new heart of it. It's amazing how kids can find happiness in just about anything. The world's fresh and new to them. Down by the river, they discovered unfamiliar plants and bugs with funny shapes. In the old storehouse, they looked for hidden treasure and lost stories. Sure, sometimes they got in the way of work and were scolded, but you could tell the adults appreciated having the kids around. It gave them hope. Io and Lyria were their self-appointed babysitters. They called it serious work, but it looked like fun and games to me. Those kids didn't have a care in the world. Well, all except one of them. There was a girl who would always glance my way, pretty much from day one of this job. I say girl, but she was a Harvan, so her age was hard to pinpoint. But she played with the kids more than she worked, so I assumed. Anyways, turned out she was a teenager. That would explain the looks she gave me. I don't think any kid could have been filled with such fear, such anger, such hate. Didn't take much to guess why she had a grudge against me. But she made sure I knew. It happened one day when I was on my way to the storehouse to stack some freight. She was in my path, and since I had a load of boxes in my arms, I almost bowled her over.
Don't come closer!
Her voice was loud and shrill. I won't hurt you. I promise.
Yeah, right. Everyone else might have forgotten you, but I haven't. We're here because of you.
Her name was Shiralu, 14 years old. Parents volunteered to come on this resettlement mission after they had lost their livelihoods back in Seed Hollow. She had reason to hate me. During this whole exchange, I felt strangely relieved. No more waiting in the shadows, trying to work up the courage to atone. Atonement had come for me.
Why are you here? To take our new homes?
Never. I only wished I were better with words. To convey even a fraction of the guilt I felt. To give her even the slightest comfort. Not a day goes by where I don't regret what I've done. I wanted to tell her I was ready to repent, but my voice came out flat, insincere.
I don't believe that for a second! You're a liar! A liar and...
but she was cut off by warning bells. I raced back to the settlement center, where I found Rackham.
Goblin sighting! Get everyone inside the gates, pronto!
His voice rose up over the cacophony.
An attack! But my father just left for the storehouse!
Remain here. I'll find him. I left without waiting for a response.
Interesting. Okay, here we go.
Just like we practiced. Into the gate!
We'll handle the goblins.
Everyone's safe. Should be. Why we're here, isn't it? Now come on, we got Goblin Tail to kick.
Know your place!
Transform.
There's more here!
They're trying the pincer maneuver. Vern, you watch over the settlers.
Got it! Leave it to me!
Come on, guys, let's do this. Guys, you can attack too. Is it because I'm not close enough? Okay. I love these, this attack. Oh, you're shooting at the water. Okay. All right, let's do this. Defeat the goblins.
Where'd they all come from?
Heard this place used to be Monster Central. Guess these are the stragglers.
All right. Let's see. We got to go up this way. Okay. I don't know that it's worth looking around for items and stuff. I think we've just got to...
Some girl named Shiraloo has gone missing!
Oh, no.
What if she...
Don't assume anything, Lily. First, we secure the area, then we start a search.
Where's the other...
Wasn't that the Harvard girl?
Id, do you know something?
Great, we'll get the search party started. Right after these messages.
Was there... Oh.
For ruin!
I'll burn you up! One more!
It's
Get him. Nice.
Hey! I heard Shiraloo's near the windmill!
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Sounds about right.
Is it this way, or do we have to go the... Oh, no, this is good.
Let's go!
Luckily, we are level 78, 75, 73, and 76, so these fights are easy.
Goblin band over here!
What? Shirolu, where did you go?
Focus on the fight at hand. Here they come.
Know your place!
Or die! Take that, stupid
It's
shield.
over!
Brittle.
Got him, nice. All right. I am still poisoned. I don't know. Oh, that should go away soon, right? Oh, we got to go in here?
Someone there? Shiraloo!
Don't worry, we're here to help. Do you think you can stay hidden for a bit?
Yeah, I can do that. Thank you.
How do we get up to her?
Out of my way.
Wait, I recognize that voice. Jerk's trying to hit me.
Never enough! Get him!
Her.
Suffer! You're mine! I can't wait to do that again!
Hey!
Whoa, there's a lot of enemies here. Holy crap.
Perish!
Got him.
Rage Daddy!
Got him. Nice. We did it.
Looks like we're all clear. You can come out now, Shiraloo.
She's safe. We did it. Confronted by the past.
It was a close call, but we managed to find Shiraloo in time.
Everything's going to be okay now. Thank you.
Lyria ran over to the girl. I don't think Shiraloo was injured, but her face was pale, and her lips were tight. It had to have been me. The reason she looked so pained. If I hadn't forced her from her home, she wouldn't have almost lost her life. I turned and walked a few steps. I'll secure the way back. Bring her when she feels better.
Wait, Id.
Shiraloo needed good people around her. What did I ever bring but suffering?
But we did it, and Id gained another sigil slot. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah?
Let's freaking go, dude. All right, let's do another Fate episode. Let's keep it going.
Yes, can I help you?
Fate episode, id. We're on number 5. Let's get it. The Weight of Sin.
The day after the goblin attack, I had an unlikely visitor. Shiralu.
You didn't have to save me, but thank you.
That took me completely off guard. I searched wildly in my mind for a response, but all that came out was... I was just trying to do the right thing.
Look, Avia almost destroyed Seed Hollow, and I won't ever forgive you for that. Do you know how many people were hurt?
I'm sorry. Like I said, words, not my strong point. Is there any way I can make amends? I will do anything. She looked at me for a moment, her lips working, searching for an answer. Her eyes slowly welled up with tears.
Can you bring back the dead? I didn't think so.
If I could trade my life for even one I'd taken, I'd have done it in a heartbeat. But she was right. Those people were gone, and never coming back.
I can't talk about this now. Maybe I shouldn't have come. Have a good... Goodbye.
She turned and walked away. Her voice shook the entire time we were talking. With anger, I guessed. And grief. But she'd still forced herself to thank me. It hit me then how kind she was. If Avia had never existed, she might have never known the corrosive influence of hate. Our crimes went beyond the people we killed. Even those that survived, they now had to live with the trauma and sleepless nights. It was all so heavy. I was beginning to see that I'd never be able to atone. Not if I had 100,000 years and all the power in the skies.
Wow, really sad. He's got a lot of work to do to make up for what he did. Atonement.
We now knew the settlement was a prime target for goblins. We'd cleared out a band of them, but there would always be more. We decided to tighten our defenses. More frequent patrols with bigger teams. I was quick to volunteer for the first shift. Lyria, Vern, and the captain came along.
Hey, we noticed things are kind of tense between you and Shiralu. Do you want to talk about it?
Lyria kept pace beside me, peering up into my face. What's there to say? My past was for me to solve. I didn't need to make the crew part of my guilt.
She knew, didn't she, that you were once part of Avia?
All right, fine. Who was I kidding? No one kept secrets with these three around. Someone was going to find out eventually. Just don't worry about it. But Vern and Lyria pushed back.
We're buds now, right? Your problems are my problems. Exactly. We can talk to Shiralu together. This is your chance to make things right.
You know, sometimes when you feel lost in a hostile world, that's all it takes to put things into perspective. A few kind words. Okay. But there's no half-assing it. Whatever Shiralu asks, we give it to her. Do you understand? I was offered no answer, but their eyes told me enough. Sins are only burned away through atonement. This was the way things had to be. We walked for a while in silence, until finally the captain nodded. And I was told the crew would do what was right.
All right. Well, let's see what happens. Exposed.
Days passed, and the demeanor of the settlers when they were around me began to change. Bright eyes turned into cold stares. Open hands clenched into fists, smiles morphed into sneers. They had begun avoiding me, too. It was easy enough to guess why. On an afternoon, buried under gray clouds, the rest of the crew gathered around me in a show of solidarity. I'd recommend keeping your distance. I'm a known criminal now. I stared ahead of me into empty space. Maybe Shiraloo had told the others about me. Maybe she hadn't. What did it matter? The truth was bound to come out eventually. This was justice.
But Id, you didn't hurt anyone because you wanted to. You were being controlled.
The captain knelt beside me and pointed out excuses I'd rehearsed in my mind 1,000,000 times before. That as a child, I couldn't have known the difference between right and wrong. That as an adult, I was blinded by my love for Lilith. That in choosing to turn against my family for the sake of the skies, I had sacrificed the most. Yeah, I had misguided intentions. So what? If that were a real defense, we wouldn't have any villains, would we? I deserve to be judged for my actions, and my actions alone. They all fell silent after that.
All right, cool. Sorry, sometimes there's just not much to say about the episode. It's just like, all right, cool, we're progressing. It's cool to see more about Id and what he's doing to atone for all of his sins. Oh, we get another sigil slot opportunity. All right, here we go. Must play as Id. Oh, darn. Oh, no, I have to play as my favorite character, Harner. Oh, that's a great shot. Day of Reckoning.
Shiraloo found me during one of my patrols. She stood in front of me, fidgeting with the cloth of her skirt.
I'm sorry. I only told one person and then somehow everyone found out.
With all due respect, save your apologies. Looking back, I realize I should have chosen my words more carefully. Something like, you don't have to apologize. All you told them was the truth. You know, something a person with a heart would have said.
No, you don't get it!
Yeah, she had a right to be upset. Only I could have sounded so accusing when what I really meant to say was, it wasn't your fault.
Just tell me one thing. Did the church really brainwash you? And did you really have to fight your own mother?
What? Where do you hear about that?
Your friend told me. The captain.
Of course. The captain promised me the crew would do what was right. Guess that meant giving my whole backstory to Shiraloo.
Anyways, it doesn't matter where I heard it. What matters is whether it's true or not. So...
why did she need to know? Would my good intentions bring back the dead? Shiraloo knew the answer to that as well as I did. My past is no excuse.
So it is true. You're a victim. Just like us.
No. I was the perpetrator. I had to be the perpetrator. How else could I explain the guilt that sat on my chest? It made it hard to breathe. But before I could say any of this, I was interrupted by the shrill ringing of warning bells. What's going on? Just as before, Rackham was making rounds to explain the situation.
It looks bad. Our supply runners are under goblin attack.
Again?
Supply routes were the lifeline of any settlement. They needed to be cleared immediately. I'll head out now. Shiraloo, find your family and get to safety.
Okay, I won't leave the village this time.
Good. I met up with the others, and we left for battle.
So, you know what's funny about seeing all these goblins is that I actually there's an anime that I love or that I've really enjoyed.
No problemo.
Let me do this first. Hold on. There's an anime I've really enjoyed, and it's called Goblin Slayer, and it's about a guy who literally only fights goblins. So it's kind of cool to
Reinforcements.
see so many
I think
goblins
they still had
and
hordes in reserve.
yeah. I didn't have a plan to go anywhere with that. I just wanted to say I'm watching an anime that's called Goblin Slayer, and there's goblins.
We're headed for the village.
What? Now? We can't abandon the supplies.
Ew.
I'll go back. Can you handle things here?
Sure can. You just worry about getting to
oh,
the village
that's-
in time, hero boy.
Wait, what?
All right, Ed, let's roll.
Wait, but how do I leave? It wouldn't let me.
Come on, bud. We're almost there.
Okay.
Okay, well, it wouldn't let me before, but all right. Ooh, we got Ragnarok form ready to go.
They've overrun the place.
There's less than I thought. Perfect.
Let's do it. Let's get it.
Where are those Skyfarers? I'm so scared.
Someone's here. It's Id.
Stay inside. Don't come out until I say so.
You're planning to fight them alone? But you can't win. You've never seen Ed when he's serious. He'll be fine. What's going to happen to us?
My life. All I've wanted was to protect people. I know I've made mistakes in the past, but I have changed. And I'll prove it.
He's facing all those monsters. For us.
But if it weren't for him, we wouldn't be in this situation.
We know that Avia robbed us of our old homes. But right now, it's fighting to protect our new ones.
There's still more of them.
Oh, crap! Now I'm getting worried.
Over. I can do this.
No! More goblins are coming!
I got him.
Don't give in, Ed!
Why are you cheering him on?
Listen to me. It might have done some terrible things in the past, but look at the person
Come on,
who's out
get
there
him.
right now. He's risking everything to save us. Is that what a villain does?
Come on, son. Is that all you got?
I'll never forgive the Church of Avia, but it's no longer
I love this attack. It's so much fun.
And now he's protecting it. That means he's become one of us.
I believe in Ed. He's our last hope. Please, Ed. Pull through. We're counting on you.
To protect them, I have to.
Whoa, that's insane.
Dude, that was cool.
Powered up.
Yeah, that was dope.
Too many homes burned in my life.
Watch out for the
I won't let it happen here.
You can do it, Ed.
Got him.
Cheering for you, Id. Show those monsters who's boss.
Let's go.
That was easy. Oh, big guy. All right, 1v1. Let's get it, baby. Do it.
That thing is huge.
That's fine.
Please win this.
Right.
I got it.
All I need is 90 seconds.
Yep.
Eat this.
Yep.
I still can't believe he's out there. All alone. Come on, Ed. You got this.
Oh, you got, dude?
Don't mind me.
Thank you, Ed.
Got him. Easy. Cake. Nailed it. We're not even finished our combo. We took him out.
Pack it up.
Back it up. Sweet. I'll take it. Day of Reckoning.
My sword cut clean through the last goblin. It's over. As I pulled my blade clear of its flesh, it trailed an arc of blood through the air. I felt the settlers behind me, watching, judging. You see, I thought, this is the kind of monster I am.
I can't believe it. You did it, Ed. You really did it.
Shirley broke the silence with the cheer. For me, I had to say something. The goblins are gone. All at once, the migrants rushed me. Hands took hold of me and lifted me into the air.
Those were fearsome odds, but you pulled through!
You saved us. Thank you, Id.
These people knew I had destroyed their homes. So why were they rallying to me?
Sorry I'm late. What'd I miss?
The crew was now filing back into the village. They gazed up at me open-mouthed. I'm sure I looked back at them with pretty much the same expression.
Oh, nothing. Just Id single-handedly annihilating a goblin army.
The settlers finally put me down and began telling exaggerated accounts of the battle. I tried to take the opportunity to slink off and find conversation with something more my level. Maybe a tree or something.
Hey, just where do you think you're sneaking? Is our resident bad boy feeling shy?
I shot Rackham my nastiest look, but only because he had guessed the truth.
You should be proud, Id. You saved everyone here.
Come on, Lyria. It had to be obvious that I wanted to be left to myself. Truth was, I didn't think I deserved all this praise. So I saved a small settlement. Great. Guess we'd forgotten I've also raised entire cities. The captain strolled up to me and, after elbowing me in the ribs, asked, "How was it to fight for the good guys?" That, I had an easy answer to. "Not bad," I said. "Not bad at all."
That's awesome. Wow, that was really cool. So we got to fight. We got an extra sigil slot. And people seem to be, warming up to it a little bit. I mean, they're still not going to completely forgive them for what they did. By the way, I thought we were going to be able to get through some of these other characters. We are at 40, we're at 42 minutes now as of this second. And we've only gotten through, I say only, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 of IDs. We still got these 2 to do. So I guess, I don't know what we're going to do because I can't keep recording for much longer. I've got something else to do. I thought we'd actually get through more than just Id's story. I don't know if I'm going to do everyone's because if this continues, it'll be another like 12 episodes of Fate episodes. So I don't know that I want to do that. Maybe we'll just do IDs today, and then the next episode you'll get the, hopefully for the next episode I'll have completed all the quests, and we'll be able to continue the rest of the main story that's I guess the post-game technically is where we're at now. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Let me know what you think in the comments. Consensus.
The morning after the second goblin strike, the sun rose on a quiet scene. The river glinted gold. The grass stirred in the breeze. The migrants came with our breakfast and a peace offering.
Avia attacked our homeland. We'll never forget that pain. But you proved yourself a true ally yesterday.
Everyone saw you risk your life for us. You've earned our trust.
They seemed to be leading up to something, so I asked with my usual eloquence. And...
Well, if it's all right with you, we'd like you to stay and protect our fledgling village.
I could not believe my ears. No. I'm not the person for the job. I've committed atrocities.
Ed.
Lyria's voice sounded from behind me. I turned to see her smiling. You're right. She hadn't said anything, but I got the message. I had spent these past few weeks looking for punishment, hoping it would somehow numb my guilt. But how was my pain supposed to help anyone? I had become the new Mr. Fix-It. I was going to dedicate my life to helping more people than I hurt. That was the best. The only way to atone.
What's wrong, Id? You look like you've gone into brooding overdrive.
What? No, I'm happy.
Buddy, you ever heard of a smile?
At this, the crowd laughed. I raised the corner of my lips, as if testing them. This made the crowd laugh harder.
Sorry to interrupt, but could I have a word?
It was one of the soldiers from the supply force.
As some of you may already know, we weren't only responsible for transporting supplies, we were also tasked with assessing the resettlement effort. And I think it's no stretch to say the local monster presence is deadly. I'll have to ask the higher-ups to consider relocating.
Shirolu answered before I could.
Not a problem. We've got a beast-slaying Mr. Fix-It on our side.
Wow. Very cool. It's, you know, at some point he has to move on and accept the fact that people are okay with him and that they're learning to like him, and that's okay. He has to accept that. I know that name.
As the local Mr. Fix-It, I've had a finger in every pie. From furniture repair to monster extermination to marriage counseling, I've seen it all. Though I admit the counseling did not come naturally to me. Still, I wanted to help in any way I could. I owed the skies that much. A new request came in today. From an old friend.
Id, was it my imagination, or did I see you crack a smile?
Lyria materialized at my shoulder and tried to read the forms in my hand. Yeah, work's been nice. I handed her the papers. And there, written in plain view, was the name of our latest patron. Shirolu.
Oh, that's really cool. That's cool that he made a bond and kind of built some bridges back up with Shirolu, and wow, really cool. Oh, new archive entry discovered. Request for Mr. Fix-Id. I love it. Wow, very nice. So we have completed all 11. Sorry, yeah, 11, because there's prologue, epilogue, plus 9 episodes. So that is it. Id's story is somewhat complete, technically, you could argue. Just to show you guys, by the way, where we're at with the quests. So we've done a few. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think it's just these 5, and that's it. So I am working on getting those done. They are getting difficult. I mean, the advised power is 6,000 plus, so I might do a bit of grinding. Someone did recommend that maybe log in online and join up people online, because they most likely have completed the game, and they're just trying to farm EXP and stuff like that. So if that's the case, then maybe it'll be easier for me to get through some of these fights and quests and stuff. So I might do that off screen right now, actually. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know it was just a Fate episode, but we got to get all of them done for Id, which is really cool. And to be honest, as my favorite character in this game, I'm glad that we at least completed his Fate episodes in its entirety. So next episode, I do plan to make it the finale. That should be once we've done all those quests and we see what happens with Roland and if there's any other main story stuff we get to do. But make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.